Hi everyone, today is April 10th, Thursday, and it is letter I day today in hashtag ABC April 2025. There's a whole bunch of people doing it, so check my description box below. It's in that corner, and see all the artists that are doing anything. Just click on the hashtag and you'll see a bunch of videos, posts. I don't know if it links to Instagram or not, but you could go to Instagram, Facebook, all the places and check out that same hashtag. Today I'm doing index cards and insert. So it's going to be an insert to put into your journals if you like. These are the smaller size index cards. You can use the larger size if that's what you have. That's not a problem. You could also use dyed paper as well. You could just use paper, like a card stock even. But because it's index card day, that's why I wanted to use the index card, of course. Okay, so I wanted to show you first what we're making. Isn't this beautiful? So I have on it a binder clip, because you can put string and hang it from your journal, or you could clip it in your journal when you would like, and then it's removable also when you go to work in it. So it's just a little book. I don't know if you see how thin it is. Okay, and in the first part of it, when you open it up, there's a little booklet. There's like one signature. You don't have to include this, actually, or you don't have to include this part. You could do one or the other, or like I did, both. So this part here is just a bunch of random papers, okay, and I have them on a paper clip, and it's stapled together so that you can, if you want to write on it or use it in your journal, you could just rip it out and then, or rip out the bottom one and then just put it back with your paper clip, and away you go. And there you go, all different pages in the signatures too to use up. You could take those out because you know how to remove those, but you could just use that as a journal as well. Or you can make some more pages and just omit the signature and put it on this side as well. So you have two sides for ripping paper and adding them to your journal. Okay, so this is what we're going to be making. Of course, something similar. I'm going to be using a different one. I'm not doing this exact same one. All right, I did all my cutting out of my papers and of my signature. I grabbed a bunch of different papers. I'll show you that after. I got my index card. So the first thing we're going to do is score the index card. If you don't have a scoring machine, you could also just use a ruler and you could just use a ruler and fold it, quite honestly. But because I have a scoreboard, I'm going to use my scoreboard. Okay, so where can you see up here? Okay, so I'm going to put it on a 0, and mine measures exactly 5 inches. So my halfway point is 2.5 inches. All right, I know this is going to be a little math. I'm not going to score on 2.5 inches. I'm going to score on either side of those. So one on 2 3/8 and one on 2 5/6. So that it leaves the little, where's the book? So it leaves a little bit of a spine on the book. Okay, so that there is whatever the difference is between those. I'm not good with those measurements. I always have to ask my husband because he does woodworking. So 2.5 is here. I'll repeat it. 2.5 is here. I'm going to go over 1 notch to 2 3/8, and I'm going to score there. Okay, and then I'm not going to go 2.5 this time either. I'm going to go to 2 5/8. Now, if you're wondering at all, this scoreboard is the We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard. I have another scoreboard and the holes are a lot closer together. So I had to go over 2 on each side because they're very, very close together. Okay, so there we go. So basically, I just cut into my, I just made a cut into there as well. That doesn't matter. I like grungy. So this here is, what is that? It's a little short of 3/8, a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, this little space here. But anything's fine. All right, so we're going to fold. I actually, oh my gosh, it's really tearing, but that's okay because we're going to put washi over the spine, okay? So we're going to put it over the spine and around the other side, but I'm going to glue, put some extra glue so that it stays down because washi tape, as you know, does not want to stay put. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use some of my art glitter glue. You could use a glue stick, also a permanent glue stick on the back of your washi tape. That's what I did with my other one, but I'm going to use my glue because I ripped that. So I'm just going to make sure I glue pretty good on this side. All right, and I'm going to make sure I make, oh, wow, this one was crazy. This is different. Oh, this has paper on it. I didn't realize that. All right. Wow. That's okay. There we go. This stuff has paper. That makes it more difficult. Okay, I'm going to make sure I take enough. Oh, when it's see-through, you're going to see my glue. That's all right. All right, now I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to glue. This side's actually easier because I could tell how wide that tape is. All right, and I'm going to pull it downwards. Crease there, and I'm going to pull it down. And I did get some glue seepage. That's all right. That's all right. I probably have brown hands from vintage photo too. I'm going to close my glue. All right, get some scissors. I get my glue scissors because I don't want my good ones to have glue on them. And I just cut the bottom. There we go. Now what we've got to do is we've got to redo those folds again. And hopefully this is dry. That's what's good with art glitter glue. It dries pretty quickly. So I'm going to fold it in. I've got my bone folder here. You could also use the one from your scoreboard if you like, but I just find I have more strength with my bone folder. And then go over here. I'm kind of holding the tape as I'm doing it because I don't want to push the tape off. There we go. That's kind of tricky because the glue's still a little bit wet. There we go. All right, so now we've got the 2 folds. We've got ourselves a little wee spine. That's so pretty. It's so cute as well. So now we decide which side we want as the front. So I've got this side with some speckles or this side. I think I like the speckles. That's a lot more grungy. I love grunge. All right, so now's the point where you decide if you want anything on the front, what you're going to want as a front part. Okay, so I have a book that has some pictures on it, and that's what I used here. And they're all stickers, but you have to fussy cut them out, and they're washi. They're washi stickers. There's all different colors. So at the back it's black and grays, and it goes to purple, and then blue, and then green, and then white, and then I have half the book it broke off. So I already chose a sticker out of the gray zone, gray, black, and white. It's a little saying. So I fussy cut that out already. And I'll read it to you. It says, identifying your truth, what makes you who you are. You may have been told that this core truth is something to fear or be ashamed of. That is not true. What's true is the experience you bring and the heart of the real human person that you are. That's beautiful. And that's going to go on the front there. I'm not sure it matches completely now that I have it out. I'm going to go with it though. I'm going to actually switch from Vintage Photo to Grand Espresso so that it's a bit darker, and that might work. Because it has white trim on it, and I want to get rid of that white trim. I'm not going to be doing any more inking around. I did all my inking beforehand, like I said earlier, so that you didn't have to watch me ink anything. I was hoping not to do this part, but all right. So I already have it separated, so I didn't have to fuss with that. And here we go. And I'm going to actually do it not straight. I want to do it at an angle to give some interest. Yeah, I like that. That actually does look nice. Now that the white is not there, I think that looks pretty nice. What do you think? All right. So the next part is you open it up and then you measure, which should be about 2.5 inches. No, 2.25 inches for your paper this way, and almost 3 inches tall. Okay, now you might want to layer them. I have mine layered a little bit, so some are 3, some are 2.75, some are 2.5, and I layer the little book that's here. And the signatures will be the length of your index card minus about 1/2 inch, because by the time you fold them and you close the book, it sticks out a little bit. So my signature papers, I believe, are 4.5. Yes, they're 4.5 long by 2.5. So what you want to do with these guys is you want to fold them all in half. Okay, just in half. So I already decided on which ones are going to be on the top, which is going to be on the bottom. So I'm going to start with the top and basically just fold everything in half and do a nice crease. Okay, there's one. Yeah, fold it in half and nice crease. We could sort them out when we're done here. So you could have all different like thicknesses of paper. I wouldn't put all thick. I would make sure to include some that are thin, like this is origami paper. It's pretty thin. And I'm putting my thickest piece, which is this ticket, I'm putting that at the back so it kind of holds everything in place. This was a St. Patrick's Day play, I believe, from I don't know if it says the year on it. 2000. St. Patrick High School. $3.50 adults, $2 children and seniors. Okay, so that's going to be my back piece. Then this will be next. Then this. Then this. And then this. So these are going to be my inside. So they'll go together like this. So I'll just make sure I really crease it really, really well, okay? All right. Now, the other one, we'll deal with this in a second. Now, the other bunch I already have inked up and in order. So I've got a paper with some numbers on it, some random digital, some more of the origami paper there, just a white paper, tea-dyed paper, and a vanilla folder. And then I tap it so that everything's on the one end. Okay, now you could go in order of length if you want. from shortest to longest. I'm not really worried about that because I'll be ripping them out and using them as I go. So I will hold it here, and I've got a stapler. Now you don't have to staple. Okay, you could just use the pin. The what the heck's that called? The paper clip. You could just use the paper clip if you like. If you don't want to staple it at all, you can just use the paper clip and put her on just like that. Okay, now you could decorate here or decorate the back or decorate even underneath of this if you want before you put that in. I'm not going to decorate any of that. I did on the other one. I did decorate the inside flap. I don't know if you noticed that. I just put a washi sticker in there. But I'm not going to bother because with the signature, you're not going to see that anyway. Now you could decide whether you want these all down, but I actually put them all in this one in the middle because it's, see how it has a gap? So I put it in the middle so that, because I'm going to just staple my signature in, I want it to catch on that. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put that in the middle of where the, what do you call that, spine is. Okay, I'm going to make sure that's in the middle. And then I'm going to have to turn it over to staple. Now, you don't have to staple. You could use your corner chomper there, or not corner chomper, your crocodile, and do a pamphlet stitch on this, or you can, oh my gosh, the options are endless. You could just tie a string around there and then you could pull these out if you even wanted to. Okay, so you got to turn it over so that the nice part's sticking out. And when you put your staples in, you're going to want to put them in on the spine, okay? Now you can cover that up. Now we could have easily stapled and then put the washi over top. But I actually like seeing the staples. To me, it gives a nice, I don't know, a rustic kind of thing. So I really like seeing the staples. So it doesn't bother me any. And it caught all of them too. So there we have the signature. Now, it pops open like this because we have to, again, press this down all together. Okay? And then go on the other side and press it down again. There's always going to be a little bit of a puff, but that's why I like using the little clip. I like using the little clip here. So there we go. And I inked and cut everything up so you didn't have to watch all that part. Okay, now if you don't have any index cards, you can use an envelope. My envelope here is pretty well the same size as my index card. So I could have used this, folded that, and then had everything on the inside, even had maybe a pocket. If I did it upside down, I could have had a pocket. Let me show you that. Fold this, crease, might even use it for this now. And if we put the papers in there and then didn't put a signature in, even if we did, we could have used these for pockets. Pretty cool. That would be fun. All right. So there we have it. We've got two little inserts using index cards. What do you think, guys? I hope you really love them. I think they're adorable. I'm going to use some embroidery floss, and I think I'm going to just hang these on the side of a spine of my journal that I'm working on, and I think I'll go with that. That'll be fun. So if you have any questions, just list them down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to just say hello, where you're from. I'm from Ontario, Canada. I haven't mentioned that yet. And yeah, so look forward to J tomorrow. I'm not sure. My J list is pretty small considering J's for junk journaling, but I'm having trouble coming up with a bunch of J things. So we shall see tomorrow what I come up with. Thank you for watching, everyone, and thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. It is really greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great, wonderful weekend, the end of the week, and we'll chat with you again tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.